We have made the trip to Somerset, Berkeley to give you some bonus coverage in our first look at girls volleyball this season. Hello again, everybody. I'm Evan Massoud. Welcome to the broadcast on Fred TV. And if you're with us live on the web, thanks for tuning in on Fred TV Sports Facebook. Well, it's been a long time coming for this season. Just like football, these girls had to wait over a year to play this season, but we are excited to be back. You know, for Somerset Berkeley, the Raiders, it is business as usual because none of the South Coast played last fall. They all waited until this fall 2.0 season. But for Durfee, half of the Southeast Conference did play. That's Dartmouth, BR, and New Bedford, leaving Durfee and Brockton kind of the odd teams out. The Hilltoppers, of course, didn't have a gym back in the fall because the field house was still being renovated. So that was the reason for the pause here. So Durfee joins the South Coast League for this fall 2.0 season, something that Coach Kelly Bullier is looking forward to.
They're all great teams, and so it's nice that we have someone different. I don't almost think of it as a challenge, but I just think of it as something new and exciting that the girls get to now branch out and see teams that they've never played before, go to a gym that they've never been to, and just get to see some different volleyball from other teams in neighboring communities that we typically don't play. So I think they're excited to see that as well. And even some of these girls on the other teams, they may know some because of travel teams that they played on. So that's kind of cool that they get to see, them as well through there.
Somerset Berkeley comes into the action this evening looking for their first victory of 2021. The Hilltoppers are 2-1, fresh off a loss at Old Rochester. We hope to stick around for all the action next on Fred TV. Welcome back, everybody, inside the gym here at Somerset Berkeley Regional. Great to have you with us. Varsity just about ready here. You see both teams huddling up and ready to hit the court. The Blue Raiders took care of business in JV. They swept the Hilltoppers 2-0. Varsity now hitting the court, ready to rock and roll. As I said in the open, the Somerset girls looking for victory number 1. They're 0-2 to start off this season. The Hilltoppers coming in at 2-1. They won their first 2 matches. They lost their last one to the Bulldogs at Old Rochester Regional. Hilltoppers will get to serve first here on this Monday, March 29th. First set underway. Emma Resendiz gets us started for the Hilltoppers. Sent over by Ava Cabana, one of the 2 captains for the Blue Raiders. Resendiz sending it back. It falls in no man's land, and the Hilltoppers start off the scoring with the first point. In the libero for the Hilltoppers is number 2, Michaela Lee. It's a red libero. There she is right in the middle of your screen as Resendiz serves once again. That one going back, handled by Chloe Doler, the other captain for Somerset Berkeley, also wearing the libero, number 1. The point goes to Durfee. That one gonna sail, and it'll give the Raiders their first point. One thing for Emma Resendiz, very good server. She works both sides very well, both corners of the court. She always gets a good running start. She's got a very powerful serve, the Durfee senior does. Into the net as Jasmine Kane can't get it over. One of the things that Coach Bullier of the Hilltoppers told me preseason was that here in this fall 2.0, a lot of the rules have kind of gone back to what they were. That's the third Somerset point in a row. So, for the teams that did play in the fall at the normal time, one of the major changes was they had to be 3 feet off the net, whether defense or offense. And that's a big difference when you're, playing a certain way for so long, trying to guard the net, getting good swings. You want to be as close to the net as possible so you can get, on top of the ball and over the net. So to be 3 feet back, that's a serious disadvantage. Of course, both sides had to adapt to it, but either way, still a disadvantage and something to get used to. Now, things kind of back to normal, if you will. We weren't given a reason as to why the regression in the rule modification, but it is what it is. So back playing at the net, and really, aside from wearing face masks, this is traditional girls volleyball. Good serve to the near corner. That was played by Callie Ledger. Sent over and sailing out. Durfee with the point. 5-3 the score early here. As back to serve again for Durfee will be Sierra Carvalho. That one just over the line, maybe about 2 feet too long. And the first JV set was very close. Somerset winning set number 1 in JV, 25-23. But the second one, a blowout, over 15 points, the victory to seal the match in JV action. So Durfee varsity looking for some revenge here against the Blue Raiders. Blue Raiders sporting their pink jerseys. Girls volleyball happens in the fall during Breast Cancer Awareness Month in October. So we always would see all the fall teams dressing either in pink jerseys or pink accessories. So the Raiders wearing them now since they didn't get to back in the fall. And Durfee, of course, in their black on black road uniforms. That one into the net from Nashali Santana Ortega. Big serve. That was Abigail Knight. Sent over by Doler. Resendiz with the set. And the finish from Jessie Haneen. Line drive serve over the net. The set from Kane. Third touch sent over. Whistle at the net. And it'll go Somerset's way. The Hilltoppers with a net violation. So control back to Somerset Berkeley. Serving is Eliana Nasrallah. Played off the net cleanly and then swatted into the net. Ayana Nelson-Alford couldn't get it over. Not enough elevation that time, and Somerset has tied it up 7-aside. And Nasrallah with the serve again, this time short and into the net. Durfee back ahead and back in control in this first set. An impressive victory for the Durfee football team this past weekend, a 28-7 victory on Senior Day, but it was junior Jason Hall with a career game for Durfee, 253 yards rushing in just over 3 quarters played. He didn't play much of the fourth, so he could have hit 300 and scored all 4 touchdowns on the ground for the Hilltoppers. Just an incredible individual performance. And that was Durfee's first win. Of course, just 4 games in this abbreviated conference-only season. So the last game coming up in 2 weekends from now against New Bedford will be on the road. That's going to make it 12-7. And a timeout taken by the Blue Raiders head coach, Emily Travis. You know, after 2 close games really to start the football season, you know, the Brockton game, you know, I look back at that at home. Durfee opened the season at home, losing 28-21, and they were held scoreless in the first 2 quarters. So they came out of the half, got the third quarter kickoff. Javon Holly ran it back to get them on the board. That kind of sparked the offense. And, you know, they were in it at the end. A couple mistakes, couple turnovers, and, you know, or should I say a couple less mistakes and fewer turnovers really are the difference there. So Hilltoppers were in that one. Easily a winnable game against a tough Brockton team. And same could be said for the game out at BR. It was a lower scoring game, but still only a 1-possession loss for Durfee. Unfortunately, it took them till this week to get that first win, but they've been in every game this season. Definitely you see the growth from the core members of this Hilltoppers team compared to, you know, when they were freshmen just 2 to 3 years ago. So while this is a shortened season, I have to say, you know, already looking ahead to next season, I'm very excited because I think this team next year with this core group as seniors and leaders is going to really be something special. So, you know, we still got New Bedford left, and, you know, we'll see how it shakes out. But Hilltoppers with another point. That one came off the hand of Carvalho, a little wonky, but ended up skipping sideways over the net and hitting the ground. So you take the point any way you can get it. Hilltoppers have scored 7 straight. It's 14-7. That one is going to stop the run, though, as it is a short serve into the net. So basically, aside from that New Bedford football game in 2 weeks that New Bedford Cable Network will be covering, and early talks is I'm going to be joining them for that broadcast out in New Bedford, which should be live streamed. We'll get some confirmation on that, but that was the early discussions. Aside from that, we're basically looking at a bunch of girls volleyball now for the rest of this fall 2.0 season. That's going to be short. Make it 15-9 in favor of Durfee. So this is the first of 2 games this week here on Fred TV. We'll have coverage on Wednesday evening from the field house as the Case Cardinals will come to Durfee with their head coach, a Durfee guy, Brendan Kelly. So that'll be a lot of fun as Kelly Bullier will square off against her friend and former coaching colleague, Brendan Kelly. Tough at the net, but sent over. Now Resendiz with a chance to set for Durfee. Back the other direction. Big swing from Annabella Carpets. Resendiz able to get it over on the third touch, and it's sent out by Cabana. Didn't get both hands on it squarely. Tried to set, but took a funny bounce. 16-9. And it's Michaela Lee on the serve. Skipping over the net. Diving on the other side is Doler to keep it in play. And the Blue Raiders able to keep it going. Now Durfee had to send it back. Big swing there from Abigail Vieira. At the net in front, played in back by Lee. The Hilltoppers still alive. Big swing that time from Cassidy Thames. That's gonna fall in. Carvalho with the finish off of Resendi's set. And a good rally right there from both sides. Some tough plays. Durfee comes away with the point. You know, last season, almost a year and a half ago, Emma, as a junior, who's been starting since her freshman year, got her 1,000th assist. So she just continues to rack them up. That one sent over by Thames. And Durfee starting to pull away here in this first set. They've outscored Somerset Berkeley 11-2 over the last 13 points. That's trouble. Fourth touch. 10-point Hilltoppers lead. Lee with the serve again, played by Doler. Lofted by Crystal Diaz, played at the net by Thames. It's still alive, and the whistle sounds. Durfee with the point, the violation against Somerset Berkeley. Played to the middle and sent over by Abigail Knight on the third touch. In front, oh, nice save! Jasmine Kane with quick reaction there to keep it alive. Now Doler sends it back. Lee diving. Trouble in front. That's going to fall in. Blue Raiders with the point. Crystal Diaz on the serve. Coming to this near side. Resendiz gets the set sent, and it's going to fall in front of Doler in the corner. Those are so tough to read. Perfect placement, and the Hilltoppers grab the point. Resendiz, as Durfee's done a full rotation here in this first set, her second chance serving. That was sailing out, but Blue Raiders played it. Heading back, Haneen to Lee. They get it over in 3 tries, and now Somerset Berkeley with a chance. Whistle sounds as Cabana sends it over, and a violation against the Hilltoppers will give the Raiders the point. So 21-11, and it's Vieira stepping back to serve now for the Blue Raiders. That comes up and hits Lee in the face, but Resendiz on the third touch sends it over off the fingertips. Hilltoppers with the point. I was just going to say, everything happened so fast there. Those kinds of serves with no spin on the ball. Anybody who's watched baseball, remember Tim Wakefield, knuckleball pitcher for the Red Sox. That's almost like a knuckleball, and I'll tell you, there are some grooves, of course, on the ball. Those things float and just die. They're very hard to return because they just kind of dance around in the air. That could be trouble. Great effort there from Doler and her teammate Knight, but unfortunately they could not get there in time. Not enough loft on it. Strong serve for the Hilltopper, sent back and just out of play outside the boundary. Lee plays it in back. Resendiz with the set. Haneen with the big swing. It does not get over. And Cabana with the serve. That one skips. Sticking the foot out is Lee. She goes sliding down to the court. And Cabana will continue to serve. Working from the same spot. Going back, Lee will loft it forward. Resendiz calling for it, sends it over. Played in the back by Cabana, and it's going to fall in no man's land. Nobody home, and it's set point for the Hilltoppers. Hits the net, and the Blue Raiders stay alive. Abigail Knight will look to try to keep it going. That is sailing out. Nobody touched it. Hilltoppers with the point, and they take the first set, 25-15. So an impressive first set for the Hilltoppers. Double-digit victory. So each team here gets a 3-minute timeout in between sets. That's something that has not changed either. All right, second set about to start here at Somerset Berkeley. And serving will be Kaylin Rose for the Blue Raiders to get us started. You know, here's one change from previous years is, everybody staying on their side. So typically you would see the teams switch sides at the end of each set. But right now everybody's staying in their part of the gym, their bleachers. So the Hilltoppers will stay on the right. Blue Raiders will stay on the left. Resendiz serves up an ace, and it's 2-0 Durfee. Of course, varsity's best of 5, JV best of 3. So with varsity, first team to 3 wins. Into the net. Unable to be cleared away from the net and continued. Rose was not able to loft it. That's always the most challenging part of playing at the net. When it comes in hot and you get that compression against the net, it's so hard to figure out whether it's just going to stay there or if it's actually going to spring back. 4-0 Hilltoppers to start the second. Down to the court, Doler. That one had a lot of power behind it, falling fast. Skips to the corner. And Resendiz will continue to serve. Another strong serve. Doler playing it cleanly that time. Lofting over. Resendiz keeps it in. Played in front, and it will be Somerset's first point. I actually think that one might have been sailing out, but the Hilltoppers decided to play it. Vieira coming out for Somerset. Ledger coming in to serve. And she starts way back at the wall. get a running start as well. Good strong serve. Again, notice, see, no spin on that ball. Those are very tough. They dance around. It looks straight on this angle, but when you're watching it come at you, the ball does some tricky things with no spin on it. Lee can't handle that one. Again, may have been long, but judging the corners can be difficult sometimes. So electing to play it, it was falling fast, unable to return. Ledger will continue to serve. 5-3 the score. Falling fast. See how that one just dropped? Fell right off the table. And it's just all in how you strike the ball. I find it pretty amazing. You know, when baseball, again, I'm comparing to baseball, you know, pitcher is putting spin or taking spin away from the ball. Here, it's all in how you hit it. That one, big swing from Jasmine Kane, finds the open corner. And Hilltoppers take over possession here. Keep their lead intact. Played by Doler, almost hit the basketball net setter. Folded up here in the gym. Good placement. And the Blue Raiders with their 5th point, a chance to tie it up. It'll be Annabella Carpets on the serve. Resendiz lofting it. Quick swing. That's not coming back. Oh, that's coming up here. No, it comes back. Almost up to the balcony. It hit the rail. Then hit the archway here between. Didn't make it up. 7-5 Hilltoppers. Played by Knight. Big swing and played in the back. Haneen with the swing. Doler can't return it. It goes flying into the stands. Now Shali Ortega will continue to serve for Durfee. 8-5. Big swing there from Nasrallah. Comes back. Now Resendiz with the set for Haneen. Got deflected on the way back, but now the Blue Raiders unable to keep the rally going. And Coach Travis communicating with me today via email was saying, you know, what a young team this Somerset team is. So they're still kind of, you know, trying to find their ground a little bit, find their bearings. And they graduated so many seniors last year. They lost 8 seniors from a year ago. Only 2 seniors on this year's team and only 5 returning players total for varsity. So, you know, definitely in a rebuilding process are the Blue Raiders. Misfire on the serve from Abigail Knight. And Hilltoppers take over. That gives them their 10th point. Far side played low by Ledger. Hilltoppers scrambling. Set by Kane. Sent over and misplayed. Strong serve. Doler decides to play it. I think it was going to sail, but it right at you, and nobody home to back her up. And a timeout called by Coach Travis of Somerset. 60 seconds on the clock. You know, I have to say the fieldhouse renovations at Durfee really did come out great. You know, the building is very big. Actually, I would venture to say about the same size as this. I think Durfee's a little bit wider side to side because the bleachers are bigger, the sections are bigger. But I do have to say, I wouldn't trade the field house for anything because I do love the field house, but I wish we had an upper level like this where we are here at Somerset, this walking track, because the perspective, you just a little bit higher, and kind of we have our own little workspace here. You know, we're not kind of fighting the crowd. I mean, everybody at Durfee, all the fans, they're always so great, you know, and they know what we do, of course, with Fred TV, but still, it's nice to kind of have your own little space to work with. But, hey, that's okay. Like I said, the fieldhouse renovations really came out great, much needed. The new bleachers, everything, the new floor. I mean, everything but the shell really is new. And even that is getting upgraded, the exterior. If you drive into Durfee now, all the paneling on almost the entire front part that you would see has been replaced. So definitely looks like a whole new facility. It's pretty cool. Blue Raiders with the point. That was mishandled by Ortega for the Hilltoppers. Another one that looked like it was sailing and going long. Substitution for Somerset. Nasrallah coming out as Clea Romano coming in. She will serve. 8 serving 14. And the Hilltoppers started to kind of pull away a little bit. That one well short. 15-8 now. The Hilltoppers with the lead. This is kind of what happened in the first set. You know, Somerset can't let the Hilltoppers get too far out on them in this second set. You don't want to go down 2-0 because now then you're crawling back with no room for error. That one coming towards the ladder, and the official unable to be played. Coming over was Kaylin Rose, but could not make the play on it. That one deflected off of Romano, one-handed into the stands, 17-8. Playing the side again and not returned. That's an ace. And the Hilltoppers up by 10 here late in the second. 18-8 the score. What I'm most impressed with right now, Haneen back on the serve. You know, Durfee really kind of serving to all sides. They're really working the court well. Look at Haneen going to the right side. That one not able to get over. But again, I like the idea. So one side, one time pulling it to the left on our near side. This time working the far side. It keeps the defense on its toes. If you keep hitting the same spot, you know, you're becoming predictable. So working both sides of the court really can keep an opponent on their toes because they don't know where the serve's going to go. Third touch, Resendiz sends it over. The set from Rose, big swing from Carpets, but the block in front. Too much to handle as Ayana Nelson-Alford with the denial at the net to give Durfee control back. Tremendous block in front. Michaela Lee coming in. Also coming in for Durfee, Cassidy Thames checking back in, play in front. Lee on the serve. Doler with the scoop, and that's gonna go back. Another short serve in between. Always, again, that's another tough spot. You're aiming for spots. If you can get in between the back line and that front line, if they're playing right at the net, there's a lot of open court there. And Lee with perfect placement. Set by Resendiz. That is, ooh, that's on the line. It'll be Somerset point. That was awfully close. Those are the ones you want instant replay on. ISO'd at the boundary. Big swing. Doler plays it, goes sky high. Third touch sent back by Knight. Now Hilltopper scrambling and running into the corner is Carvalho. And, I do have to say, for basketball conference play, we see 3 officials in the Southeast Conference now. It's a little different. Honestly, I wish that there would be 3 officials for volleyball, regardless of conference or not. You have the main official at the net on the ladder, and then put the line judges at the corners so you have somebody down there on the line. I mean, our perspectives, the camera's perspective is just a little higher than what the official is seeing on the ladder. And honestly, it's tough to tell sometimes where it falls. Shadows, the color of the court, there's a lot of different variables. It would be beneficial to have the line judge at each corner. Usually only see that for the tournament. Durfee gets it back up 10. Resendiz on the serve, skips over the net. And that will count as an ace. That's going to be short. 23-13, Blue Raiders take over. Couple subs again for Coach Travis. Ledger switching with Vieira, who will now serve, number 6. Lee plays it, Resendiz sets it. And some miscommunication in front there between Thames and Kane. Both went up for it, saw each other, and kind of backed off midair. And it will fall between the two of them. That is short, and it is set point for the Hilltoppers. Carvalho with the serve, it's in, and that is set number 2. Hilltoppers take it by 11 this time. 25-14. And they are in position to sweep here as they head into the third set. We're going to take a quick timeout here, and we will be back with that third set right after this. Back here at the gym of Somerset Berkeley Regional, Evan Massoud with you here live on the Fred TV Sports Facebook page on the live stream. If you're watching this after the fact, we thank you for tuning in to Fred TV Channel 9. So the Hilltoppers up 2-0. In position here to take their third match of the season. Still some work to do, of course. Somerset Berkeley will not go down without a fight, that's for sure. And both sides appear to be ready to hit the court a little early. Last time they did not use the full 3 minutes between sets, so Somerset Berkeley only using 2 minutes. Hilltoppers, hands in, ready to rock. And Durfee beat Norwell 3-1, and then Conley 3-0. They lost to Old Rochester 3-1. That was on the 24th, so that was last week. Resendiz serving to get us started here in the third. The set from Kane, sent back quickly. We'll try it again. And it falls in the middle. Hilltoppers start off ahead. Big swing from Cabana, sends it over. It's played by Haneen. Now the set on this side. It was blocked at the net, still in play. Doler going down for it. Doler, excuse me. Sent over by Cabana on the third touch. Resendiz flicks it over one-handed. What a wild rally that was for point number 2 of the third. Played by Cabana, coming towards the net, now sent backwards. Big swing off the hands of Knight, and it goes back to the wall. That one hits the net and skips out of play. The Raiders get the point on the miscue. The errant serve. That's Vieira with the serve, Lee playing it. Resendiz with the set, big swing, and that was going out, but Blue Raiders played it. Kane with the big swing. Durfee's gonna end up getting the point. That one out of play. Ace served up by Michaela Lee. Excuse me, I misspoke there. Sierra Carvalho with the serve and the ace, and she heads back there. Number 8 for Durfee. So 5-1. That one not returned either. Nobody home. Doler plays it, but nobody there. You know, looking back now as we've seen 2+ sets here is, one of the biggest things, Durfee's service game has been very, very strong. But, for Somerset, and this I think comes with being a young team, is they have to communicate more. We're seeing a lot of these unforced errors where someone returns it or is able to make a play and then the ball just falls in. There's nobody home, and that's about talking and communicating. And, that's something that Durfee, this team here, there were many of these seniors, for the Hilltoppers, 2, 4, 6 seniors. Many of them were playing as freshmen 3 years ago on varsity. And it took them a while to understand the communication thing as well. So Somerset's going to get there. There's no doubt about that. But for the Hilltoppers, this is what, Coach Bullier was telling me 2-3 years ago. It was the same thing. You got to talk, you got to talk, you got to talk. So for Somerset, I think, they're going to get there, but I'm seeing that a lot. Is there's obviously some lack of communication because the ball's fallen in a lot. So with time, it's going to come, that's for sure. I mean, really, you could say that about any team that's a young team. Court time, field time, that's invaluable. The more you do it, the better you're going to be at it. It just takes time. That one hits off the basketball nets. Obviously, they are still in play up in the ceiling here. So good recovery by the Blue Raiders. Sent back. Lee can't handle it. And the Blue Raiders stop the bleeding. That's a good point there for Somerset Berkeley. 10-2 the score, as Cabana will take over with the service game. And that's a good serve. Lee plays it in the back. Resendiz racing over for the set to Haneen, and she gets the point and the ball back for Durfee. Thames hitting the bench for the Hilltoppers. Coming back in is Ortega. Dug out, kept in, but again, see right there, another example of some miscommunication between Gajewski and Nasrallah on the far side. This one a high serve, kind of a rainbow arcing serve. That is played by Carvalho, third time over. Haneen gets it over. Nelson Alfred with the point. The Hilltoppers up 11 here in the third, 13-2. Another good dig on the return. The set for Nasrallah. Sends it over cleanly. Good swing. Now Haneen, that's on the line. That's in. Ortega will continue to serve. This one a little shorter. Played by Nasrallah. The set for Dias. Big swing from Knight. And the Blue Raiders will go back on the serve. Big serve from Knight. Gonna be tough to play. Resendiz somehow able to stretch, and the Hilltoppers are gonna get the point out of that. That was pretty impressive. An acrobatic play by Resendiz. Wow, I don't know how she got there and actually got it inside the antenna. Pretty spectacular. Jasmine Kane on the serve. Skips over the net. And the finish from Gajewski on the other side will give Somerset their 4th point. The serve from Nasrallah. Big swing. Now Nasrallah sends it back. Kane to Resendiz. Now Nelson Alfred. Into the net it goes. A little bit of a late swing. Dug out by Resendiz. Lofted by Kane. And now Nelson Alfred with another chance at it. Played by Dias. Third touch sent back by Gajewski. Ranging over now. That was played by Kane. Resendiz sent it over. And now the two-fingered hit over by Vieira. Big swing from Haneen, and I think it sailed out. It did. That was a good rally right there. Both sides with a couple chances at the ball. Somerset keeps control. Nasrallah will serve again. It's going to be a tough play. It skips over. That does count. It might not look pretty, but those two count. That one coming back off the return, off the dig, and unable to be played. That was Caroline Puccini going down to the court to dig that one out. Gajewski will serve. Nice coverage at the net from Vieira. Resendiz will take the swing. Nasrallah got the dig on it, then got the set, sends it back over on the third. Now it's Resendiz's chance again. Set from Dias again. This time Vieira coming over. Keeps it in. This is going to be a tough play. Third touch. Hilltoppers do clear it out. And now it's up to the Blue Raiders once again. Third touch. Cabana sends it over. The set. Dig. Still in play. Puccini plays it. This is going to be a tough play. And the Blue Raiders cannot send it over. Another good one right there. Highly contested, hard-fought point for the Hilltoppers, 17-8. Michaela Lee will serve. A bit of a misfire there. Didn't hit it squarely. And now Crystal Dias will serve for Somerset. Resendiz calling for it, came over for it. That's going to be trouble, and it is down to the court. Great effort from Lee and from Kane, but it is Somerset's 10th point. Crawling back. Blue Raiders were down 14-2 at one point, 17-10 the score. Now 18-10 as that one goes into the net, and Resendiz will serve again. Not what Somerset wanted. Emma's had a really good day with her service game. Tipped over, played again by Cabana. It goes over again on the dig. Doler down to the court. Far side and not playable. Led her too far to the net. Vieira could not do anything with it. Hilltopper 6 points away from a 3-set sweep. That's a great serve from Resendiz. My, oh my. Strong, powerful, downward motion. And a timeout for Somerset Berkeley. And we'll take this opportunity up next for the Hilltoppers. Again, the game on Wednesday at home. We'll have that one for you live on the Fred TV Sports Facebook page against the Case Cardinals. And then on Friday the 2nd at noon, this coming Friday, already April, can't believe it, that's fantastic. Brockton will host the Hilltoppers. And then next week, Durfee comes home for a pair at the beginning of the week, the 5th and the 6th. Hilltoppers will welcome Bishop Conley. And then Brockton. A Brockton game is actually a makeup game from earlier in the season when it was postponed. Out of the timeout. Resendiz with the serve. Tipped back over at the net by Carvalho. Somerset right back at it tomorrow. They'll have Fairhaven here at the gym for volleyball. Resendiz setting. Carvalho with the swing. Played by Doler. Now Vieira with a chance. Carvalho wants another chance. That one going back to the corner, right to Joe Francis. An ace served up by Resendiz. 23-10. Falling fast, dug out by Doler and kept alive. Resendiz lofting it. Big swing there from Thames. Vieira, great job there coming in too. No, nobody home. Match point for the Hilltoppers. 24-10 the score. Looking to close out a sweep. Skips over, and that'll do it. Resendiz with an ace to ice it. 25-10. At the end of 3. And the Hilltoppers win it on the road. 3-0 over Somerset Berkeley here on this Monday night. An impressive match for the Hilltoppers. 3-0 the score, the sweep on the road. So Durfee improves to 4-1 on the season. 3-1 on the season. And Somerset Berkeley drops to 0-3. Again, they have Fairhaven here tomorrow evening. We thank you for tuning into this bonus road game coverage here from Somerset Berkeley. A big thank you to Athletic Director Joe Francis for always taking care of us. And my former colleague, Tara Peckham, who runs the studios here at Somerset now, teaming up with us at Fred TV as we've done in the past to do some games here from Somerset. Great to work with Tara once again. Final score, the Hilltoppers win set 1, 25-15, set 2, 25-14, and set 3, 25-10, en route to a 3-0 sweep over the Blue Raiders. I'm Evan Massoud saying so long from Somerset. We'll see you soon.